Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine trying to learn something really practical, maybe something complex like a medical procedure, or even just getting better at negotiating. What if you could actually practice that stuff? Rehearse a tough meeting, simulate fixing something complex, all in a safe virtual space, and get, smart feedback instantly before you do it for real.
Yeah, that idea of truly immersive, personalized skill building, it's moving way beyond just watching a video, isn't it? It's becoming real faster than people might think.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We've got this really interesting source here. It's an announcement about a major update, version 11.1 for the EON-XR platform.
Right, EON-XR. It's designed specifically for AI-assisted learning using VR and AR.
And the company behind it, EON Reality, they've been in this immersive tech space for a while. Their whole mission is about making knowledge more accessible, more effective, really.
And this update, 11.1, seems to be pulling together some of the latest AI and immersive tech to, well, really push that mission forward.
So our goal here in this deep dive is to kind of cut through the details and pull out the key insights. We want to understand what's new in EON-XR 11.1, and more importantly, what does it actually mean for you, the learner, and, for the future of skills?
Yeah, think of it as understanding the significance of these new tools, not just ticking off a feature list.
Exactly. So let's jump right in. One of the biggest things in this update seems to be about core skill development. They've introduced something called skill simulators.
Right. And this is where it gets interesting because they're not treating simulation as one single thing. They've defined four distinct cognitive modes for training.
Four modes, okay.
Yeah, which acknowledges that, different tasks need different ways of thinking and practicing. It's not one size fits all.
Okay, so walk us through those four modes from the source. What are they targeting?
Certainly. So first up, there's procedure mode. This is pretty much what it sounds like, mastering step-by-step tasks. Think safety checks, compliance routines, maybe complex maintenance. It's all about guided practice, making sure you follow the exact steps in the right order and you get feedback if you mess up.
Right. So the insight there is really about locking in that precision for critical tasks, that muscle memory almost.
Exactly. Training for compliance, for accuracy in linear tasks. Then you've got decision mode.
Okay.
This one's less about following steps and more about, well, judgment. It puts you in situations where you need to analyze stuff, weigh options, make choices, often under pressure.
So moving beyond just doing the task to figuring out what to do, like troubleshooting.
Precisely. Where the path isn't obvious, it trains that ability to apply logic and reason when things are complex.
Interesting. What's next?
Third is creative mode. This one's a bit different. It's about tackling problems that need innovative solutions, but within certain limits or constraints.
Using VRR for creativity, that feels newer.
It does. The idea is that many jobs need you to adapt and innovate, right? Not just repeat. So this mode gives you a space to practice that kind of flexible thinking.
Makes sense. And the last one?
The fourth is exploratory mode. This is more about open discovery, sparking curiosity, letting you explore an environment or system to see how it works, recognize patterns. Less goal-driven, more about understanding.
Okay, so for you, the learner, these skill simulators are pretty significant then. It means you get targeted practice for different kinds of thinking, execution, judgment, creativity, exploration.
Exactly. You can practice and fail safely in the virtual world before you have to apply it for real.
That makes a lot of sense. A much more kind of nuanced way to build skills than just reading or watching.
Definitely.
Okay, so that covers those core, maybe more technical skills. But what about interacting with people? That's often harder to practice. This update seems to tackle that too, with something called multi-avatar soft skills.
Yes, this takes simulation into interpersonal dynamics. It's designed so you can practice group interactions.
And the key part is interacting with, what, up to 4 AI avatars, and you can configure them?
That's right. Up to 4 configurable AI avatars. The source mentions you can set them up with unique perspectives or roles so they act like different people in a meeting, maybe bringing different viewpoints or, emotional reactions.
Okay. And the examples they give are things like leadership scenarios, conflict resolution.
Call meetings, performance reviews, all those tricky conversations you often face at work.
Yeah, things you definitely don't want to mess up the first time you do them for real. And getting feedback on how you handled it is usually tough.
Absolutely. And a really key part of this feature, mentioned in the source, is the ability to replay your sessions. That reflection piece is vital for soft skills.
Oh, right. So you can actually watch yourself back, see how the avatars reacted.
Exactly. You get insights you just wouldn't get otherwise without, real consequences. It gives you this unique, repeatable way to rehearse those high-stakes interactions.
It's like a safe space for practicing people skills.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It makes those skills trainable in a structured way, not just trial and error.
All right, so we've got practicing procedures, practicing people skills, all virtually. But there's still that gap, isn't there, between the simulation and the real world? How did this update handle that? They mentioned 3D spatial IQ training.
Yeah, this feature is specifically designed to bridge that exact gap. It connects the virtual learning directly to your actual physical workspace using augmented reality.
Augmented reality. So how does that work in practice? What would you actually see?
Well, you'd use a device like a tablet or maybe AR glasses to scan a real piece of equipment or a machine or just part of your work environment.
Yep.
And then the system overlays instructions like guided standard operating procedures
Right.
driven by an avatar directly onto that real thing you just scanned in real time.
Wow. So instead of looking away at a manual, the instructions appear right on the machine itself, showing you what to press or where to look.
Exactly. It makes the switch from practice to performance incredibly seamless. You could master a procedure in the virtual skill simulator.
And then walk over to the real machine and get AR guidance doing the exact same thing.
Precisely. It makes the training immediately relevant right there in the real world.
That sounds like a huge step for on-the-job training, taking the abstract and making it concrete right where you need it.
Mm-hmm. And the source mentions integrated analytics too, so it measures your skill progression and, importantly, compliance while you're doing the task on the real equipment.
So you get feedback on your actual performance.
Yes. And as the chairman, Dan Lajerskar, is quoted, this directly bridges the gap between theory and hands-on experience.
Yeah, that quote nails it. So for you, the listener, this means training isn't just virtual. It's anchored to your physical world, giving guidance and feedback right there, which should cut down errors and speed things up.
It basically turns your workspace into a dynamic learning space.
Okay, moving on from specific tasks and interactions, there's another feature focused more on long-term growth, career compass.
Right. This one broadens the perspective. It's not just about training for your current job, but helping you think about and plan your future career path.
And it seems to pull together a few things: assessments, tracking skills, job market data.
Yes. It includes personalized assessments, looking beyond just technical skills to things like creativity, emotional intelligence, critical thinking. It tracks the skills you gain on the platform, maybe like digital badges.
Okay.
But the really crucial part, highlighted in the source, is how it connects your assessment results and skills to actual real-world job market data. And based on that, it suggests personalized learning paths.
So it's trying to provide direction, linking what you're learning directly to where the jobs are or where your skills could take you.
Exactly. It gives you a kind of personalized map.
Yeah.
The insight here is making learning directly relevant to employability. It helps you see your strengths, see how they match up with demand, and get recommendations on what to learn next.
So it's not just learning in a vacuum. It's learning with a purpose tied to career goals.
Right. Mr. Lajerskar calls it a personalized map for growth, powered by real-world job market data. He stresses making the learning relevant and impactful. There's even a mention of a convert to EON-XR feature, maybe for exporting your profile or training record.
Interesting. Now, speaking of personalized experiences, the characters you interact with in these simulations, they've got an upgrade too, right? With Brainy Avatars and hyper-realistic CC4 avatars.
Yes, these two work together to make the virtual humans you interact with, well, smarter and more believable.
Okay, let's start with the Brainy Avatars. The source actually gives them names: Sophia, Sean, Raj, Rainy, and they're described as AI tutors and coaches.
That's right. And their abilities seem quite advanced. We're talking personalized tutoring during a simulation, coaching, helping you reflect after the session, multilingual support, which is great for accessibility, real-time conversation,
Wow.
and even helping users create XR lessons themselves instantly.
So these aren't just scripted characters. They're more like intelligent AI companions within the learning environment, like having an AI mentor on demand.
That's the idea. Mr. Lajerskar says they take personalized coaching to a whole new level, offering real-time feedback, reflection, and motivation in a truly human way. They're meant to be adaptive, intelligent learning partners.
Okay, so that's the intelligence side. Then what about the hyper-realistic CC4 avatars? What do they bring?
If Brainy Avatars are about the smarts, the CC4 avatars are about the look and feel. visual fidelity, emotional expression. CC4 refers to some advanced character creation tech. The
Ah.
source describes them as high fidelity, capable of really realistic body language, facial expressions,
Yeah.
making them seem more emotionally expressive.
So they make the interactions feel more human, more authentic.
Exactly. The idea is to use them in simulations where that realism really matters. Complex scenarios, maybe storytelling, presentations within VRR. It boosts your sense of actually being there and makes the whole thing more engaging.
Right. The quote mentions making sessions feel authentic, expressive, and engaging. So for you, the user, this means the virtual folks you're learning from or practicing with are getting both smarter and more lifelike, which should make the whole experience more believable, less artificial, and probably more effective.
Yeah, it reduces that disconnect you sometimes feel with clunkier avatars, letting you focus more on the actual learning or interaction.
Okay, if we take a step back now and look at the bigger picture here, especially considering those quotes from the chairman, it feels like all these pieces fit together, don't they? The simulators, the soft skills, the AR guidance, the career planning, the advanced avatars.
They definitely seem part of a cohesive strategy. Mr. Lajerskar talks about bringing the future of learning directly into the hands of students, educators, and professionals. He points to how features like the skill simulator and multi-avatar practice help users immerse themselves in lifelike group dynamics and real-world scenarios.
Right, getting that realistic context for practice. And we already mentioned that quote about the 3D spatial IQ bridging the gap between theory and practice.
Exactly. Connecting learning to actual performance.
Hmm.
And then the career compass, providing that personalized map for growth using real job data.
Making sure the learning leads somewhere.
Yeah. And the Brainy Avatars offering that real-time feedback, reflection, and motivation in a human-like way.
The overall theme really seems to be about making knowledge transfer much more interactive, much more effective, and tightly linked to real opportunities and personal growth. It feels like a fundamental shift in how people learn practical skills.
It's a pretty comprehensive approach, isn't it? Using VR, AR, and AI across the whole learning journey.
So bringing it back to you, the learner, this update seems geared towards creating a really powerful, integrated learning environment.
Absolutely. You get these different ways to practice hands-on skills with the simulators, a safe zone for soft skills with the avatars, guidance on real equipment with the spatial training, direction for your future with Career Compass.
And intelligent, realistic, virtual guides along the way.
It really looks like it elevates the whole process, learning, collaborating, upskilling by offering tools for practice, feedback, and guidance that just weren't possible before.
Yeah, making learning feel more active, more relevant to your world and your goals, and deeply personalized.
Less about just absorbing information, more about active guided doing.
Okay, so we've done a pretty deep dive into this EON-XR 11.1 update. We've unpacked the skill simulators, the multi-avatar soft skills practice, the 3D spatial IQ training, the career compass, and those advanced AI avatars.
Yeah, we've seen how each piece tackles a different but crucial part of skill development, from technical know-how and decision-making right through to people skills and planning your career.
And how immersive tech and AI are being used to give you that targeted practice, feedback you can use, and personalized guidance, all built right into the experience.
It definitely paints a picture of where learning could be heading, much more interactive, personal, and connected to, well, real-world results.
So here's a final thought, maybe to chew on. When you combine all this, the realistic simulation, the AI coaching, the personalized career mapping linked to real jobs, what does that really mean for, say, traditional education or corporate training? Does this kind of tech signal a bigger shift, maybe towards learning happening anywhere, anytime, with a much stronger focus on provable, practical skills rather than just theory? And maybe think about how you might use tools like these as they become more common to speed up your own learning, tackle those skills you find really tough, or even map out your own career path more proactively.
It certainly feels like the potential to shake things up and really empower individual learners is pretty vast.